Hello, and welcome to Alchemist Swim. I'm Alchemist Jen. Thanks for being here today, and I hope it's an alright day for you. Yay! So today's whim of the day is to ramble, because I do that really every day, so that's really pretty much the whim of every day, is just to ramble. I have no script, I have no plan. I'm just going to talk about something creative that I'm working on. I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet. So I am going to show you my doodle of the day. Yay for you! And a beautiful butterfly. So yay for you! Yay for you! And then I'm just going to knit and chat. So I guess I should have probably thought about where I'm going to do the next opening. I have not, alas. I feel like I could look it up, but I'm just like, just keep going. And so I'm thinking that I should have probably already done it, and maybe I should do it now. So trying to remember how many rows are between everything. You know that thing you do when you're trying to remember what you did? That made no sense. I apologize. So what I have here is a silly scarflet. This is my pattern of my own making, and if I had thought about it, then it would have been smart, super smart, for me to reference my own pattern or bring the scarflet that I have done over to showcase the actual spacing, and then I would have been like, oh yeah, that's right, it's this many rows, and I'm just gonna fake it. So the thing that I do after I've done the first one and create the next hole is just fold it over and then measure it that way, because I like easy and I don't really want to think about it, so that's the easy way. But then now I'm to the point where, you know, I'm like, I should have thought about it. So I'm going to see if I can jog my memory, and I'm not really hopeful, to be honest. I'm just going to count out loud so that I don't lose track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. The dilemma. I feel like I want that distance. I feel like that's a good distance. I feel like I'm just making it up. And maybe I should go off to script. Maybe I should mix it up a bit and just fluff it up and show that as part of my example or not. I can't decide. This is really tough. Why is this so tough? So this is watching me like just not plan anything and then get to a junction point in a knitting project and then just feel like I can't leave to go look it up, and then I'll just talk about it for a whole session of time. So that's pretty much what's happening right now. I'm enjoying my banter. I hope you are as well. My banter with myself. So I'm yawning today. I apologize. This is so rude. I should do better. Should be better. Chiding myself on camera as well. This is a great episode. It's so good. So 15. That's really good. So that one becomes the 20th. Let's do. I feel like I will be wrong with whatever I do, or this is exactly 100%, but I feel like that is a good length. I think the point is that it will go through there and look like a bow thing, right? So essentially it won't matter. I'm like it won't matter. So I am deciding. So, and I could look this up, but I don't have like my phone, my laptop is like 4 feet away, so it's out of the shot. And this is my knitting torture filming episode apparently. So trying to decide. So maybe I'll just talk about it the whole time and go, I chicken out, and then I had to make a decision. So I feel like what I want to do is just make it, I feel like this is pretty close to what I had. So I think that if I remember correctly, that it kind of overlapped just a little bit, just like that, without going all the way down. I think 20 sounds reasonable. Was it 24? That's the part where I'm stuck. 20 or 24. And this has no bearing on your life. There's no real bearing on mine, because even if I decide that it's not correct, I can easily go back on it, though. I much prefer tearing out crochet to tearing out knitting, because they're so much more vulnerable in knitting. I mean, look at all those live stitches there, right? So versus crochet, it's only one live stitch at a time, and it's so much easier to manage. It's less stressful. Alright. Oh, yawny. I'm so boring today. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm more interesting because I'm just ridiculous. Alright, so is it 20 or 24? And, you know, theoretically, I could even watch any one of these videos and find out. So, this is tough. So that, and then if I did one, I just have to be consistent. I am enjoying the way that the yarn is knitting up. So this is a ice dyed distraction. Ice dyed cotton wool yarn, and it's a blend. So it's done it's completely blended together. So that way it allowed it to attach to the dye. If it had been a chunky blend of a wool and a cotton, you'd have the wool would have resisted more of the color, which is fascinating. So still considering everything, and the fact that it was ice dyed, you're going to have a lot more undyed areas just because of the layering of the ice and then the distance between the dye and the yarn and how that all interacts. If that made any sense. Basically, when you when I dye, I'll dye it in a bucket sometimes, and so then I layer on the pigment in a powder form and put ice on top, but sometimes there are pieces in between, or kind of like when you make spaghetti noodles, and if you just stick the whole hunk of them in together, they'll stick together, versus spreading them apart and then they become their own thing. So something like that is an analogy that I'm going to choose to use in how to describe that process and why there's not dye on every single portion of the strand. But it looks pretty cool. I mean, that's it balled up. It looks very cool. I think I'm facing the point where I don't want to make a decision, and I'm doing decision avoidance. So basically what I'm deciding is to flub it and then hope that I'm somewhat accurate, or flub it on purpose potentially, and then just enjoy the different result. So let's talk through this. So if I have holes every so often, it feels a little early. So I think that if I did 2 more rows, I think that would be a little bit more where I want to be. But I'm pretty sure that I didn't go all the way up through the end of there. So maybe it is 24. Maybe it's just 20. I feel like that's too pretty frequent for another hole though. So I think I'm going to go forward. moving on. It's my plan. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and that's okay. And I'm not really wrong, because it'll just be the new flow of this piece. So it won't feel wrong at all. I think that's healthy in life in general anyway, just to maybe have a different viewpoint on it, about not having, right and wrong. There's no one answer maybe to some things. So that's a good life lesson. Sometimes it feels like that everything is binary, or black and white, or just so it's there's only a duality to it, but there's a multiplicity instead. So here we are, knitting away, choosing a random accent to break into, as one does when one is just chatting, because I do that occasionally anyway. It really doesn't matter who my audience is. Sometimes I will choose to be goofy and choose a random accent, and sometimes I will change that accent frequently in that conversation. So it depends on where I'm going. Not really where I'm going, depends on what kind of interesting thing I want to portray or to distract from, which usually that's what it is. Maybe it's a goofy thing that I do to entertain, because I'm weird like that. Alright, I'm going to do another row, and then I'm going to see how it feels, and then decide if I want 2 more, which I kind of think I do. I think I want to go to 24. And I'm just going to enjoy that decision. So that is my current plan, to enjoy my decision, to embrace my results, and to enjoy them as well. So that is what I'm doing. So knit, 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 purl, purl, purl. Those are not the exact stitches. That would be more like if you did that, it would be a ribbing. So not that matters at all. But it would create some interesting texture. And especially if you change that up occasionally, or did move them around as you're going. Like a cable. Like a cable. So here we go on this one. I'll hold it up, see what you think. It's always interesting, always fun, great to enjoy. And you think about it too, it's just still taking string and making it into fabric, and that's really cool. So being able to set up a sequence and plot it out, and then execute it in a way that makes it into a new object. Pretty cool. Pretty amazing. So here we go. Almost done with this row. Nice thing about this too, and one of my favorite parts of it, is that it works up really quick. So you can pick it up, put it down, and then also just have something that is done really quick. And that feels pretty good. It feels nice. I think I'll pause there, because that might be what I want anyway. I feel like just having a little bit of overhang feels nice. There's a comfort and familiarity with this distance, and so I think I'm going to pause there. I went forward. I'll pause and I'll measure. See, I got the best of everything there, I think. I think that I worked through some roadblocks and found a way forward, and then now I can test it. So yay! That is my awesomeness for today. We'll see where the whim takes us tomorrow, and it will be a new day and a new video. What? Thanks for joining me. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you later.